Hello everybody and welcome to boring development on Wisdom Miner. Actually this stuff's kind of interesting. I'm working on adding some juice and addressing feedback from a fellow dev that gave me some tips after playing the game on itch.io. So he had some really good suggestions about things that weren't clear, that seemed clear to me. So I've been adding things like new effects for the fire and effects for the flint, so it's obvious how to light wood on fire to create coal. I think the funnest thing about the game right now is burning wood to make coal and getting big combos, so I definitely want that to be addressed in a way that kind of makes sense to people. In this case, you know, if you hit flint, this flint will light things on fire, if they can be lit on fire, and then it'll spread. As long as the fire hasn't gone out, it'll keep spreading. So that allows you to, you know, create large chunks of scoreable blocks. These blocks that are outlined will be scored at the end of the round. I have 5 turns left before the end of the round, so having end of round scoring is really useful in getting more value, since you don't have to hit stuff every time in order to make money. So you can see this round, I've got 1 left. You can see the 1 turn left, and then round 1 will be over.
Tally up! Round 2.
So that's what I'm trying to do. I had like too much impact. You mentioned that it was like the screen shake was too high. You didn't even really know what you're doing. So I thought that was good feedback. I agree with that. In this case, you've got this drill. It's coming down, and when it hits the flint, it can light other things on fire, including the mine shaft that he's using. So what I like to do is, you know, this is just testing, so I have both of the drills, the vertical and the horizontal drills, but you can see as it goes down, this drill, it'll hit the flint, and then light things on fire, and then it'll start spreading. So you kind of try to speed that up, right, like by moving things into position that can light on fire. For the various things. It also said it wasn't clear how to use the power plant. The power plant gives you flint, but you have to use the flint to build coal. I agree that that's like a lot more complicated than like the mill, which is like just get logs in a horizontal chain. Jeweler, I think, is simpler too. I just think there's like too many steps. I think maybe I need to either add a second picture to show how flint works, or simplify the text. I'm not really sure. But I think now that the fire is like animating, I think if somebody does get the flint going, they'll sort of understand what's happening. Spreads, I hope, anyway. We'll see. If anybody's watching this and they get a chance to play the game and leave feedback either on the YouTube channel or an itch.io, that would be awesome. I think this game is, you know, it's fun for me to play, but I haven't been getting super good responses from it yet, and I'm not sure if that's just because,
Final round.
You know, I'm making a game kind of that I think is going to be fun, and you know, maybe it's just my sort of interest in games is just too niche. But I think there's something here, so I'm still working on it. I want to light this stuff on fire, but this flint, I think I'll just break this. Got the fire going. On fire for the heck of it.
Tally up!
51 is pretty good. Yeah. That's a lot of points. You get a bomb, I can get strength. Right now it's just like in a dev setting where I have like, you know,
Round
these
1.
customers here, jeweler, power plant, mill, and quarry. And then I start out with a couple of things because I've been testing the juice of scoring. I think I've tamed it a little too much maybe. But the screen shake was so heavy that it was, you couldn't really even see what points you were getting. It was just real noisy. And I think a lot of the problems I'm running into are, what is it? Just people understand how it works. This guy got stuck, so I'll have to look into what that is. I'm seeing an error, but that's not related to the drill. I'll have to figure that out. What do I want to do here? I don't have that much turns left and I want to light it on fire. Maybe I could move it over here. I don't know if I'm going to have enough turns to really make this work. Oh, I do have a swap. Okay, well, that'll save me a minute. There we go. Okay, I basically swapped the blocks so the fire could work its way down.
Tally up! Round 2.
I think I need more delay at the end there before it shows the next round so people can pass of their sweet combo.
Tally up! Final round.
Yeah, okay. I think it's looking okay. Double check to see if I'm live. Yeah, looks like I'm live. Good. Alright. So I'm gonna see if I can bring this over to see the feedback. Just put this up a couple days ago. I've been trying to get my buddies and game developer buddies to give me some feedback. View page. So the feedback I got, I think, on here that I think's been pretty useful from Snap Gadget Studio. He's working on a pretty cool looking roguelike game as well, action roguelike game. Okay. So the good is he thought the sounds were good, but he thought some of it was too much when it came to scoring, which I agree with. He thought that the highlighting was good to show where wood is or other things to see what is going to be scored, and I think that's good because before, you know, I was going to create a tutorial to show people how to hover over what the end of round scoring was like, and who wants to read, you know, when they're playing a game? I mean, some people do, but not me. He said that it's cool to have new abilities in a match 3 game. I don't consider it a match 3 game. I think that it's going to be either good or bad for the game because I think that people will see it and think it's a match 3. And there are some match 3 elements in it, but really I just want there to be a type of interaction in the game that works well for PC and mobile. And the origin of this game was I was working at a company called Reflection Games, and I was thinking if I had a month to prototype a game that would work for mobile, what would I want to do? And I thought I would want to make a game that I could just hyper focus on the feeling and the interaction of the game, in this case like smashing rocks, and try to make that feel really, really good. And then add on, different ways to change the rules and to change the ways you interact with the game over time in a roguelike fashion. So there's a lot of replayability. And I think if people are playing a roguelike, if you have streamers and they're playing something and they're liking it and they're playing it over and over again, having, like, everybody's got a phone, so having a way for people to interact with the game directly, if they don't have a PC or they don't have Steam, I think would be good. I know there's kind of I have this too, this idea that like PC gaming or Steam gaming is like healthier and better and more fair than mobile gaming, and I still believe that's true, but I think a lot of that's just because of like discoverability. It seems like on these platforms like Apple and Android Play Store, it's all about who can put the most amount of money into advertising. I think it was last year the top grossing game was what was it called? It's a game where you have a rectangular grid and you try to buy property in order to charge people taxes when they land on it. Monopoly. And they made $1 billion, I think it was last year, which is incredible. Until I found out that they spent $500 million on advertising. And that just seems so crazy that some company is like not innovating really. So, I haven't played the game, maybe they have, but my assumption is that they're not innovating. They're just like, let's take a IP that people know and throw so much money at it that every single eyeball sees it, and then hoover up all the the players. I don't know. It feels like somebody who's making a game not because they want to play it, but because they're 40-year-old dudes pushing pencils and trying to decide what the best way to like make huge bets. I don't know. I don't really like that. For me, I got into making games because I love playing them, and I'm just really excited to play other people's games, especially if they're new and interesting. And I love roguelikes because they're so I like finding the system of the game and understanding it, and then really feeling like once you understand it, you can manipulate it in a way that creates like different experiences. Anywho, I do want this game to be released in mobile and on Steam simultaneously, because I think it would be good for the game, and I think that it would be fun with mobile, although there are some issues with mobile. Okay, that was a bit of a tangent, but let me go back to the critique. So, first of all, I played the first round without realizing that I had to click twice to actually break the brick. Again, I never play games like this, so that's probably utterly my own fault. Yeah, I don't know that I haven't played a lot of match 3s, since the first one came out a long time ago. Was that gem game, whatever it was, way before mobile existed. But I think that, it used to take 6 hits to break a block, which was there because I wanted to have I had a bunch of upgrades for the hammer where it would like hit different areas and create earthquakes and hit 4 spots at once sometimes, things like that. But I found the tools were a lot more fun than the hammer to use, so I kind of like removed most of those. But then when I went to this Christian game conference, a very small conference called Imladris, I put it in the hands of some people, and they didn't seem, some people were just like slowly clicking, and it took forever. And I realized that, they're not, the people that played it weren't necessarily the target market. They weren't, the people that really play these games, but I could still tell that there was some tediousness to it that I could remove, so I moved it down to 2 hits. I'm considering going down to 1 hit, but yeah, I'm not sure, it seems like having a 1 hit, there's like not a lot of wiggle room. Right now I have an upgrade that makes it 1 hit, which is pretty powerful, and right now it's cheap, but yeah, I mean, with roguelikes, you don't want to be, you want to make sure that there's some room for improvement, so when people play the game, they feel like they're improving. And I still want to do 2 clicks for now, though I'm not married to it. That being said, I think to fix this, there needs to be a tutorial that, ideally that shows them instead of telling them. So there's a little level, and it says like, break a brick, and you have to break one, and then you go to the next. Right, just something simple that teaches that. I think that would be sufficient. I didn't really know what was going on. Here's number 2. While playing, I couldn't tell what I was doing, right or wrong, with getting points or score. I was guessing I needed to get wood in alignment. And jewels are supposed to wind up at the bottom, so I was doing that. That's good. I might change how jewels work, though. It wasn't clear if I was getting any points for that. More visual feedback for what specifically I did right would probably help. Yeah, that's good critique. I think I've kind of slowed down the end and slowed down the scoring when it comes to combos, and added some extra sound and added some new effects, and I think that's heading in the right direction. Audio sound of coin gets a bit much at the end of the round. When you hear it a lot in a short time, less sharp and more short sound would be ideal. Good feedback. I did this. And I also added this this code that takes a sound and puts it in sequential order based on discrete keys. So it goes do 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 do, that kind of thing. But I don't think that sounds the right sound. But I think he was totally right. It's like way too loud. So I sped up the default speed of scoring, and that's the scoring where all of the resources you've gotten from hammering and breaking things goes up into a pool, and then that pool during scoring gets scored by the customers, right? So the wood gets scored by the mill, and the any like coal that you smashed will get scored by the power plant, that kind of thing. I'll show that in a minute. Basically, that moves faster and it's not as ear bleeding. I hit a bug where I couldn't click anything after the final round. Need to restart. I think maybe I've seen that. I'll just have to keep my eyes out for it because I don't know how to reproduce it. But I never lose, so maybe it was a lose condition thing. I don't know. The UI dialogues that pop up feel too big for desktop screen sizes. Yeah, it does seem a little mobile-ish, doesn't it? That's something I'll consider later. Maybe when I get more options and more items, it'll naturally shrink. Why does the announcer urge me to hurry up if there's no time to element? Oh, the announcer says tally up, not hurry up. So what I did is I added text. It says tally up. I'll show you.
Tally up!
Tally up. So I added that. Anyway. Bug. The number 2 stayed on the screen after having a minor on my screen. Let's see if that's still a problem. No.
Round 1.
Okay, that's fixed. Again, feedback is very helpful. Even if it's not, even if it's just like, I didn't like the game, it's too slow, I didn't understand it, that kind of feedback's helpful. This is fixed. Yay. Camera shake feels a little too fast or too far spatially since it happens so often. I'm not sure if this is a critique for just the ending sequence, which used to have camera shake, which I removed completely. I might add a little bit back. Or if this is just when you break something with your hammer. Anyway, I've addressed it at the scoring portion, but not when you're playing the game. Maybe that should be adjusted too. We'll just have to see if I get more feedback for that. I can't understand how to make a power plant. The example image says 3 adjacent wood, but no adjacent wood was in the example picture. Yeah, okay. It doesn't say 3 adjacent wood. It says, does it? Flint will light adjacent wood blocks on fire to produce coal. Probably just need another picture. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to use up like all my space, I have in here. So maybe maybe I need like a tip option or something like that. Lighter on fire.
Tally up! Round 2.
I also want to show, like, at the end, show how many points the query got, the mill, the power plant, and the jeweler, so you just know at the end of the round which one of these guys you're doing well with. Okay, so I think I've addressed most of these issues. I think this is the one I need to do, though. I need to figure that out. We'll see. It might also be good when I'm scoring at the end and it's like highlighting the combos that you got for like the wood or the coal. I think that
Wisdom Minor. Round 1.
Do a better job with that maybe. So you can see this shows at the mill, right? The mill is highlighting these, so you can do logs, just straight logs if you want. But I need to have more upgrades, I think, for these guys.
Tally up!
This is just showing it's going to tally up the mill now.
Round 2.
Wood doesn't score all that well. I think I want to upgrades though that increase the value of these different guys. I was thinking about doing it like where each of these customers level up over time, and then it gives you a choice for different upgrades. Or the other idea was in the store, allowing you to buy the upgrades. I'm not sure which one's better. I like the idea of the upgrades, because then in the middle of a round you might get an upgrade, and I feel like these rounds are like maybe a little too long.
Tally up!
You can click through them really fast, but
final round.
I did have an idea of maybe making it so there's not 3 rounds but just 1 round, and then scoring these right away. scoring like the things in the hopper up here. But I think part of it is I didn't want it to be like really noisy when you're scoring this stuff, when you're playing the game. I kind of wanted to make it so it feels good when you're scoring at the end. Hone in on that. But then if you don't know if you won, you have no idea until you get to the end of the round. I feel like that's kind of cheap feeling. So then I would put in 3 rounds so you can have a chance to see if I can make it. You know, you're not surprised if you won or you lost every time.
Tally up!
So there's a lot of push and pull with these decisions that I'm trying to make. Self-destruct. I want to see if that's still working.
Round 1.
It's kind of interesting. Alright, let's see if this thing's blowing up. Let's see, I don't think it can hammer through this on its own. So, it hammered through. Huh, it didn't explode. Did it?
Tally up!
I don't remember how that column got made. Maybe it did do it.
Round 2.
I'll try it again. Blow up? It's not blowing up. I thought I bought that upgrade. Huh, okay. Maybe I removed the code that checks for that.
Tally up! Final round.
Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of time at the end after you see the points that you got. What's up, bud? Kids come in one sec. What's that?
I have one more bite and I could be done and I did it. So can I have treats now?
Yeah, is Mom down there to get you treats, or do you need me to get you treats?
You, because she's just gone potty, I think.
Okay, why don't you just wait for her, okay? I'm busy right now.
Okay.
Alright, love ya.
I'll close the door so no one comes in.
Thanks, bud.
Ow. Thanks. You're the best. You're my favorite thing God ever created.
Thanks, bud. I love ya.
Thank you.
What a sweet boy. God is so good. Families are wonderful. If you ever want to have a kid, you know, just know you got to survive the first year. And then it's worth it. But the first year is terrible. At least it was for me. Okay, so it's going to go down here. I wanted to make it so after I do the process final, there's a wait. I wonder if this is not actually a waiting. I'm going to take out the multiplier and make it half a second wait. See if that's good. Just want to juice it.
Wisdom Minor.
Wisdom Minor.
Round 1.
Whoops. Light anything on fire.
Tally up! Round 2.
That's a little better, I think. Those 10s are like a little too big to fit in that spot. Yeah, I don't know. Not a big deal. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Once the cooldown comes down, I can use that again. How's everyone doing today? I hope that you're happy, productive. At peace.
Tally up!
God bless you and your family wherever they are.
Final round.
Making some money on them
Tally up!
gems. Okay, I think that's good. If you want to follow me, put a like and a subscribe on here. So far, I've got like nobody has ever joined my stream, so I think it would be cool if somebody did, but at the same time, it might make me nervous because I don't know what I'm doing. And I want to make sure that I am doing this for me, because streaming is a long game, and it's really not my focus or direction to be a streamer. It's just that I'm making a game. Nobody knows this game exists, so if I'm developing and I'm talking through what's happening, and maybe it gives some people some
Wisdom Minor.
maybe people give them some entertainment.
Round
maybe they learn
1.
something about development. Maybe they teach me something about it. I feel like whether you're a game developer or not, I think everybody's got. Most people play games and they have some good feedback. Even your game sucks is,
Tally up!
I guess, useful. 30.
Round
I just
2.
made a whole log line, which gives you 3 times the value. It's pretty hard to do. I think I should crank up the value of that to like 50, and I should add it to the mill description. I think it's good to have in there. Gems. What's that, bud?
Tally up!
I didn't get all the way through my wood, but next turn.
Final round.
Just keep them going, man. It's easier to score these if you get them at the bottom. Bombs are good for dumping these guys down too.
Tally up!
I think that's better.
Round 1.
Okay, so what was the one thing I wanted to look at? I forgot what it is I said I was going to do. How to make a power plant. Okay. I think maybe what I need to do is add another image for the power plant. Then I'll just update the data to accommodate a second image if needed.
Wisdom Minor.
I suppose it might,
Round
probably not
1.
gonna be a real quick thing, but I just left a like on my own stream. right there. Oh, I can't leave a comment. I can't be like, oh, this is the best game ever. I can't believe it. This is what I wanted all my life. Okay, so I think probably I want to get one with like lots of things around it. Maybe I'll make a GIF and then take the image out of the GIF. I don't know. That's probably the way to do it. I'm going to go ahead and just rerun it. I want to get one with wood all around it.
Wisdom Minor. Round 1.
Do 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 do. I could basically, we could probably give me a bunch of extra swaps with my little
Wisdom
swapper.
Minor. Round 1.
This guy's pretty close. I could probably swap him over. Crunch these. Get rid of this one. Whoops, that was not what I wanted. I got enough rounds to do it. Okay, maybe I'd make a little GIF. What is this thing? It's a little GIF maker. I gotta remember what it is. Control Shift S. I do Control Shift S. Like this. And I go bing. I'll do like a little screenshot of this. And then I'll stop. And then I'll look at the GIF and I'll see if the GIF has a better frame than that. Where does it show here? Capture, there it is. Can I pause this? Huh. I don't know. It doesn't look like I can scrub through it. Maybe if I open File, it'll give me a scrubber. Yeah. I'll just take the image I got. It's good enough, probably. And again, File, open. File, is it open recent? Yeah. I got this. Paste this thing in here on top of it. I don't know if this is going to be more or less confusing, but maybe I'll draw an arrow. See, you can get some sweet drawing skills. Oh, that's too big. Size. Red wine. That's not red. gotta move to black and outline it. It's gonna be incredible. Oh, too big. What? Is it size 0 or something? Oh, it's too big. Pretty sweet arrow, huh? Should I do white on the end of it too? Just to really make it pop? What do you think? Pretty sweet? Okay, file export as, I'm going to call it Flint tutorial PNG export. Then I gotta go into my data. So let's see, what is this? Customer data, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it has the scoring image, right? What is this one? Yeah. Okay. So let's just go. I'm working on the power plant. I'm going to go into the data and I'm going to add a second one called scoring image 2. I'm going to customer data. Scoring image. I think eventually I'm going to have to create some kind of layout lists and stuff, since there's some things that are going to have multiple scoring images. But for now, I'll do that. Then I say, who's using scoring image? And whoops, I want to anchor you back down there. Here it is. If you have a scoring image, then do that. Otherwise, set false. So I guess I'll just do this. It's kind of like ugly. I'm just going to make another one. Void set images, scoring images. Eventually this will probably like open up into something a little more complicated, but I'll put both these in here. And am I setting the data here? Is there data up here? I'm not seeing it. So it comes in as customer data. I'll just pass it through here. Customer data. Customer data. Scoring image. I'm going to say scoring image 2. And then we need a new scoring image for the UI element. Scoring image 2. Okay. And then this is going to be in customer details UI, so I assume, yes, I think that's the UI element. Oh, no errors, incredible. Customer details UI. Scoring images here. I'm going to pop this up. Yeah, scoring text and scoring image. Scoring text, okay. I guess I can put this in 2 places, so I'll put this down, scoring text. Yeah, it kind of seems like this is how it should be, but How I do? Okay, it looks like our main menu is on. I assume this can be disabled. Okay, there it is. Customer details, scoring text to. If I just took this and moved it down, right? Then we have this like second thing. I don't know, it's kind of getting in the way of other stuff. I don't know, because it seems like I need scoring text too. Yeah, I just have to mess with more UI stuff. I'll do scoring text too. And then maybe I'll do a layout element and fuss around with that so it centers properly. I'm just like thinking if you have one, you kind of want it to be centered. If you have two, you want both of those to be centered, but you know, in a different way. Scoring image, scoring image 2 is here. Scoring text 2 is here. I don't like it. Maybe I shrink the image. The scale on this thing. Yeah, maybe that's okay. What is that, 0.7? Take the second image and make it 0.7 also. Almost fixed. I'm going to make the whole thing a little taller. Move the buttons down. Move the verse down. Okay, that seems okay. Now I gotta go back and link all this stuff up. So scoring text 2, where's the scoring text 1? I think probably this should be just cleaned up a little bit. All I need is probably the name of the image and the image. Set scoring data. I'm going to put in customer data, which I need, I don't know, I need the image. The image is a sprite, right? Okay, sprite. Orange sprite. Image. I think these are images, they are. Is that all I need? Yeah. Then when I call this, it said scoring image, it's right. I never even called this. It said scoring data. Probably want the text in there too. Customer data dot scoring image. Scoring image. text in here too. String scoring text. Now I figure out where the scoring text is right here. Let me put it in here. Oop. Scoring text. Oh, this is actually looking for text mesh. It needs a scoring text, but it also needs the text mesh UGUI. How do you say that? UGUI. Text Mesh Pro, Eugenie. Okay. Bingo! So now I can say UI text is equal to customer data, which is actually called what? It's called scoring text. The scoring image. Scoring sprite. I'm just trying to clean this up so I can reuse this, because eventually I'm probably going to need to have more than one thing as these customers get upgraded. There's probably going to be a bunch of stuff to put in there. So this now needs to have scoring text and customer data.scoring text. Okay. That should do it. Then I can take this out. What did I say? Consumes image. Okay, this is different. I can put a second one in here and just do scoring image 2. Twos. It's all just twos across the board. Do I not have scoring text 2 in here? I don't. Like I said, I mean, I should be creating like its own little data object for these things, but I'll just take baby steps towards it, because I want to get another build up with some of these fixes today. Okay, so if I go to let me make sure that these things are linked up. They probably aren't. Yeah, scoring image that's up. Scoring image, what about text 2? There's text 2, there's text 1. First, okay. I guess I can just go to the data and test it out. So I go in here to customers, look at the power plant. And then I pick the scoring image. I think this one needs to be scoring image 1. Coal scoring image. And then this one here is going to be called tutorial. Yeah. Flint well light. Wood. Next to it, when struck. Super reduce coal. Scoring 2. Coal is scored at end of round. If touching 2, 3, or more. Group of 3 or more. Okie doke. Let's see, we're going to test it because see if the other ones are looking okay too.
Wisdom Minor.
Alright.
Round 1.
Okay, query. Nope, that's not good. That works. That works. That's really hard to see though. Maybe if you're bigger, you can see it. This thing's. Okay, so no special scoring. I think this is fine. Just have to make sure that these are disabled, which they don't seem to be disabled. Alright, let's just double check to make sure that we are disabling it. So it says if it doesn't indent otherwise. If it doesn't equal default false sprite, then do that. Otherwise disable scoring image. Is this scoring image right? Seems like it. I'm not sure why it's not getting disabled though. Maybe this default sprite. If it doesn't equal default sprite, is it empty? I assume that's empty. Maybe it's null. And scoring image does not equal null. I don't know that it could be null. I guess it could be. I forget. Almost been streaming for an hour. I need one more subscriber.
Wisdom Minor.
And I'll have a whole 10 subscribers.
Round 1.
Pretty awesome. Okay, this isn't the problem. If I look at mill, alright, let's see what's happening here. Mill. Okay, it says it's scoring image. Oh, I'm looking at, no, scoring sprite is what I should be looking at, not image. Okay, I'll try that. Scoring sprite, let's try that. I think this second thing is probably not important, but I don't think it'll hurt anything. We'll find out. If it does, I'll remove it. I want to add some more. I need to add more customers.
Wisdom Minor.
Upgrades to customers, both of them.
Round 1.
I think I'm going to change how gems work. Wooden ring. Okay. There we go. Oh, I need to hide this second thing too. Maybe I'll do this. Do them separately. If scoring text. Is there a string dot null or empty? String dot is null or empty. Do it backwards when I say UI text dot game object dot set active. Weren't they doing it for me? Yeah. Well, I don't need two game objects. That's redundant. Else boop active true. Okie dokie. I need to clean up the UI a little bit, but I think this will be maybe okay. Let's take a look.
Wisdom Minor. Round 1.
Lord bless the game administrating players. It needs to be a little lower. No special end around scoring. Probably should be centered in that case, but I don't know if this is better. Flint will light wood next to it when struck to produce coal. I think I need to zoom in on that one. Yeah. I need new images in general, I think, for that. But it does feel small. I probably need to create a system that lets me just build whatever level I want, so I can like easily test out different levels and designs and things like that more quickly. But I don't know if I want to invest the time to do it right this second. Okay, that's what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to zoom it in. tutorial. Is that better? I don't know. Is it changed? Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just go zoom in even more. Okay, scale. File, export. Export. Yeah, it's probably better. I think it feels kind of noisy. What if I zoom in and see? I'm gonna change that to 4x4, right? Go back here. I'm gonna say file, open. I'm gonna open. What is this? Downloads. Recently used. They're open in folder. Call scoring. Maybe I probably need to change it. I don't know if I think I should just be able to see around it a little bit. How do I get back? Okay, so I'm gonna change it. Something like that. Okay. What's up with that? Scale down. Is that really the square? It looks like a smaller square than what I had originally, isn't it? No, it's not. Okay. Okay, file, export as, save as, export as, cold scoring, replace. What do you think about my singing? Is it pretty great? Should I do more? Should I practice more? I don't know. I like to sing when I'm happy. Can you handle it? Alright, here's power plant. I think that looks better, probably. I hope this makes more sense. I'm going to ask him if it makes more sense. See if he's who gave him my feedback. Doing a stream right now, addressing your feedback. Do you think this makes more sense at all? I think I'm going to go also and move the text down for the verse. Or you know what I need to do? I just need to top align it probably. Top, boop. And then move her down. Then move these guys down a little bit. Maybe that'll fit. We'll see.
Wisdom Minor. Round 1.
I think hopefully this does a little better job. I know power plant's kind of complicated, but anyway, we'll see what he says about that, if it makes more sense to him. It's like with this power plant's, you know, it's introducing flint, it's introducing coal, and it's introducing fire, which actually like moves around as it lights it up. And yeah, I guess I don't have a problem with people learning how fire works as long as they know how to start the fire, right? I think maybe the flint before didn't have an effect that showed that it was doing anything, so if you weren't next to a piece of wood, you wouldn't notice that it does anything. So I think that's a good way. Like right now, if they're not next to it, you can still see it. It makes a special noise and it does something. I don't know. That didn't light it on fire. Okay. We'll see. Let's see if I'm gonna just look through this. This I'll address at the tutorial. Okay, yeah. Address some of this. adjust this. Feel a bit too big for desktop screen size. Okay. He said, yeah, it's a lot better. I actually just texted you. I think it's making cold. One part again, so I'm not hungry. So people don't know how to make it. It's, okay, I think I've addressed this. I'm probably gonna log out and then jump in a call with Reckless Pancake. Thanks for joining, everybody. Leave a subscribe or a like or something like that if you're interested in following along. I'm gonna keep doing this regardless because I think it's good. You know, I think it's good to practice explaining what you're doing and floundering when you're, you know, having trouble doing something simple. I think that's good. I think people should know that that's part of game development. Is, you know, is running into little issues and working your way through it. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a great day, great week. God bless you and your family. Goodbye.